Welcome to the Elite Podcast Network, home of the #1 independent wrestling coverage, available on iTunes, Stitcher, blogtalk Radio, and wherever you get your podcasts from. Follow us on Twitter at Elite Podcast Net and join the revolution now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Elite Podcast Network. I am Skits, and I'm joined with Oscar, and we got from WWP Matt, and this is WH Radio, Wrestling Heads Radio. What's going on, guys?
Nothing much, man. Just got a beer in my hand, something that Stone Cold should have done Monday night.
What? No, I'm just chilling out, guys.
Yeah, look like my plans got fucked up for tonight. I guess I'll be on the whole show tonight. You know, tell you about Flake Griffins out here. You know, we got some Flake Griffins out here.
Flake Griffins.
It should be a fun weekend for all three of us, though, right? Starting tomorrow, we got me and Oscar. We are probably going to see one of the most gorgeous women that has something to do with professional wrestling, and her name is Kelly Kelly. And also, later on that day, hit up Lucha Underground, and my boy Matt holding it down in Canada, going to Smash. It's going to be a weekend for the Elite Podcast Network around here, holding things down.
Oh, man. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. Really looking forward to that fucking Smash show. You guys are going to kill it at Lucha Underground. It's, like you said, holding it down right here on EPNetwork.
Yeah, man. A lot of wrestling this weekend. I was reading, a little bit of the card for Smash. Look like we have Chris Hero, the homie Chris Hero, going against Tommaso Ciampa is going to happen.
That's the next show, but yeah, still that's going down at Any Given Sunday 3. Last year at Any Given Sunday 2, we had Chris Hero and AJ Styles. So Hero making his return to Smash Wrestling with that match. I think it's March 15th.
Yeah,
it's like an early birthday gift. It's like 8 days before my birthday.
And also, just to throw out a plug, Chris Hero would also be here on the Elite Podcast Network on the Any Power Rankings. What's the actual date for that, Matt?
That's this Tuesday, actually. I'm not sure if he's doing our show or he's doing the show on the Fill in the Void Radio Network, but either way, you got to tune into both shows. We're going to be previewing the big IWA Mid-South show coming up. Main event, Congo Kong against Chris Hero, so tune in. We got some big guests big guests hooked up, I should say. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, speaking of guests, let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, February 20th, Hanson is live here on Wrestling Heads Radio, live one-on-one with me, Skits. Throw your questions out. You can always tweet us up at Wrestling Heads, or you can tweet me at WH Skits, and I will throw those questions at Hanson. Should be fun to have him on here. Before.
I guess we're going to have a little bit of a interaction there, because next Wednesday on the Tag Team Top 5 reveal, we're going to have Tommaso Ciampa, 2 of the 4 guys in the main event for Ring of Honor's pay-per-view.
Oh, definitely. Definitely holding it down over here on the Elite Podcast Network. Real quick before we start talking about what's going on in professional wrestling and share our thoughts of, all these dirt sheets and rumors and stuff, let's bring in our boy Tom one time. Tom, what's up, man?
What's going on, fellas?
Shit,
what's going on,
another
Tom?
day, man. It's another day, man. Enjoying this Friday night. Talk some wrestling, huh?
Yeah, that's how we do it on the Elite Podcast Network.
NXT, something that we really haven't got a chance to talk about here on the show, but it's looking like the show is basically, full for their live show, the Rivals show.
Yeah.
And now we have Finn Balor, him and Hideo Itami just had their match at the last NXT show, and Finn Balor went over, and our boy Adrian Neville, it looks like he's going to be going against him. He actually beat Baron Corbin, so he's going to go against him. That's going down.
Yay, we get another Baron Corbin Bull Dempsey match, guys.
Hey, we got to have somebody warm it up for the stars. You know how it
Bro,
is.
that's
You go to
what
a
Kevin
concert.
Owens is for. Did you not watch the last show?
I mean, shit, I was trying to compare it to a fucking concert. You have the people that nobody really knows going first, and then you have like the stars come on second, to basically clean up the house. So, hey, not Barry Corbin, because Barry Corbin, I like him better than Bull Dempsey. If you really want to go there, they're having a disqualification match.
Yeah.
Last match was pretty quick.
Yeah, just something I want to say about Baron Corbin. I actually want to ask Tom about this because Tom was mentioning he's kind of green in the ring because we don't see much of him in the ring. I want to ask you something, Tom. What you think of Baron Corbin from last episode of NXT, which they gave him more time? Do you still think he's green, or do you think his ring move got improving because he had more time, or what?
I think he is still pretty green. I mean, having one long match with Adrian Neville doesn't really kind of do it for him. He's still not great in the ring, and one long match I don't think can dictate if a guy is ready to be pushed either at the level of NXT or even in the main roster. I mean, I still consider Roman Reigns pretty green. He's not really ready for the spot he's in. And I think that's the same for Baron Corbin, except one's being pushed and one's kind of being built up the right way.
Amazing comparison, Tom.
What about how Baron Corbin and Ryback, they're kind of like the same guy, basically. But I think I'm more entertained in watching Baron Corbin than Ryback. When Ryback first came out, I really wasn't into Ryback going against, two guys we never heard of, just jobbing them out, or, him beating like Heath Slater and, at the time Drew McIntyre. I see Baron Corbin. I think he'll be more of a star than Ryback if he was to make the roster right now.
Leave the big guy and the little guy out of this.
Baron Corbin is not a little guy.
I was talking about Ziggler and Ryback.
Oh.
I don't know. I think Baron Corbin can fare well just because, we've seen the Ryback type, the muscle head who's, jacked out of his mind. We've seen that before. We haven't really seen a guy like Baron Corbin, who's tall, but he's kind of agile and he has this different look with all the tattoos. We haven't really seen a guy like his size with that kind of personality. And I think once he gets up to the main roster, I think he needs a manager because we never hear him talk, so we can't judge if he's ready to talk or not.
That is true. That's another point Tom has just brought up here on the show. But I know probably next week we'll probably talk about our predictions. We'll probably share them on Monday since the show is on Wednesday. So. But that's going down. Baron Corbin, Bull Dempsey, no DQ match, so that's going down. Another match that's been booked for the NXT tag team titles. Your new tag team champs, Murphy and Blake, going against Sin Cara and Kalisto.
What about
like
the gay hairstyle?
That's not going down. It's not going down.
Now it's impossible.
Man, I would have cried.
Man,
shit.
Me and you.
sorry. He won't be no Rico 2.0. I'm sorry.
Oh wow. He compared him to Rico out of all fucking people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I've been reading. Like, there was supposedly this rumor that he was going to become a gay hairstyle. So I'm like, there's no way they're going to do that, especially with the PG product. There's no way they're going to have a gay character out there today. So it was Attitude Era maybe, but it won't happen.
So now with this, go ahead.
I was gonna say, people were like freaking out over that news, and people forget that it was just a rumor. Like, rumors could get started so easily on the internet now about anybody. So when I first read it, I was like, that's a little far-fetched, because it didn't seem like a plausible idea when you have Rey Mysterio, leaving the WWE, and you have another mass superstar who can be just as over with the crowd. I think with anybody, not just the kids.
You don't think maybe WWE trying to fuck with our heads? Like, all right, let's just say we're gonna have a Mighty Mouse gimmick for Adrian Neville, and then when they're really gonna bring in Sami Zayn, like, all right, let's just have him as a magician, like make him come out with a black suit and all that shit. And that's how we could get Sami Zayn in there. Let's just spread that rumor out there and let's scare all these internet fans or whatever, You don't think they're trying to fuck with our heads there?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. So, like I said, that whole Kalisto thing, I'm not even worried about it. So, let's just move on. I hope he have a successful career in the main roster.
Well,
because,
before we move on.
Speaking of internet rumors, did you guys hear about the whole Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan one?
I didn't read that one yet.
Anybody else?
I think I know you're talking about that. They're gonna give it to Reigns supposedly.
They're gonna use they're gonna use Bryan to put over Reigns and have Bryan basically build up Reigns for the physicality that Lesnar's gonna bring.
I guess. Huh.
I mean, that seems like something WWE would do. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like the Rumble all over again, where I'm just hoping WWE can fix their mistake, but at the same time, I know it's WWE. So you can't trust them 100% on the decisions that they're doing.
Man, after the Rumble, I don't trust them at all.
Like I said, the old saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Good call.
Yeah, so since we're talking about this tag team match, after this match, do you see Kalisto maybe, making his way to the main roster?
I would like to start off and say yes, possibly. Because now we're almost getting close to WrestleMania. I'm starting to feel like they're going to do like they did last year when they brought in like Adam Rose and Bo Dallas. I see some NXT guys debuting after WrestleMania. So he could be one of the guys getting in there, possibly Andrew Neville as well. But I don't want to say it too much because when we get our prediction next week, I'm going to explain why. But yeah, that's your question, Skits. I could see Kalisto going to our main roster pretty soon.
Anybody else want to share any thoughts on that before you move on to the next match?
I think it was a weird decision to put the titles on Murphy and is it Buddy Murphy and I don't freaking know their names.
Wesley Blake.
Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it was a weird decision to put the titles on them too. Like so new into their run. Like, did they even really have any tag matches together on NXT to build them up?
I don't think nobody cares about them, to be honest with you. Do you think they're over? Because by watching it, they're not that over.
Live crowd likes them.
Well, yeah. I don't know what the hell you're seeing, Skits. You can see the crowd chanting, "You deserve it." I mean, you didn't see that at all, Skits?
Honestly, as soon as they won, I didn't really pay attention to the crowd after that. I saw some of the crowd going wow, but I didn't hear no chants. Wasn't listening. But
yeah, gotta pay attention, bro, because you just don't know what you're listening or what you know what's going on. Because like these fucking NXT crowds, man, you just don't know who they're gonna cheer on. I feel like that crowd also attends the live shows. It's like they know the wrestlers in there more than kind of like we do. That's how I feel, because most of their shows is in Florida, and out there in Florida, it seems like every city is a drivable city. Like Orlando and Miami is just nearby.
I believe
that's the show.
I believe me and Matt had this conversation before we came on. Like, they're not entertaining me at all. At all. If you want to talk about an entertaining tag team, I don't care what nobody says. No, we're gonna have some disagreements on here, but the Vaudevillains is that team, and they fucked up right there by dropping the ball at those guys.
Yeah.
And another team, Enzo and Big Cass is another team that they're sleeping on right now. I think so.
Yeah.
I'll take those two over the Vaudevillains. But do you guys hear they also announced another NXT Live event in Cleveland?
Yeah.
I didn't, but I remember we Triple H did say he wants to move them. You talking about the Arrival one?
No. They're having like live events now. Like they're actually branding NXT live shows.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah, because I remember.
I think VIP tickets were only like $50 or something like that. Crazy.
Man. Yeah, and if you guys go listen to the podcast show he did with Austin, he did say that his goal, he wants them to go on the road, like, kind of like how the main roster do, like having shows in L.A., Chicago, New York. They wanted him to put them on the road, so fortunately we might see some NXT coming to your town, so be aware. Maybe even in Canada. Oh, yeah. Kevin Owens, baby.
I'm crossing my fingers.
Another match that a lot of folks, I think a lot of people are sleeping on, 3 girls in this match. Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Becky Lynch is stepping her game up big time because we already know Charlotte's about to be main roster soon. And with Becky Lynch with Becky and Bayley both stepping up, that's a big deal for the roster. And Sasha, her game has already been stepped up. Like I've said before, probably the most improved NXT's wrestler on the roster. And another girl, I forgot her name. I forget her name. I just know she's Enzo. Not her. Carmella.
There you go.
Yeah. Carmella. Yeah, Carmella's also stepping up. We see she, basically jobbed Emma. So it looks like they're going to probably try to push her to get her in the scene, because they're going to need more girls, to step up once, like, girls like Charlotte make the main roster. Because we see when Paige made the roster, Charlotte stepped up. So, but that match is going to be crazy. Fatal 4 for the women's title.
I will say this. I see a new champion out of that. I think it's going to be Sasha. But I also have this funny feeling that it's going to be Becky Lynch. So you have a feud going forward.
I'm like with you on that because it's either Becky or Sasha for sure.
Becky steals the win from Sasha, and you have something going forward from there.
I don't know. I feel like people are sleeping on Bayley winning the match. I mean, they've kind of been changing her character. I mean, a tiny bit, not really too much. It's not something noticeable. But I think it would make sense with her winning the title being, Charlotte's, friend going against the BFFs and all that. I think it would make sense to have Bayley win in that. I think people are just focusing a lot on Sasha because, Bayley wasn't really involved with the women's title over the last couple months.
That's an accurate statement, I think. Bayley really has stepped up her game, so I wouldn't be too surprised if that happens.
Yeah, and I think this is what's so refreshing about NXT is, this is a big-time match, and that's what it feels like. It feels like a big-time fatal four-way, not just some throwaway women's match. It actually feels like it's just as important as the main event. And that's what they're doing right in NXT. I mean, they're doing a lot of things right down there, but it's one of the things. And, Triple H mentioned that on on the podcast with Steve Austin is that he wants to focus more on the women, and you can tell by NXT.
Yeah. Definitely gonna be a good match with those 4 girls.
I agree. And obviously the main event, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, that promo this week was just phenomenal. I'd like to throw that out there.
That was a main roster WrestleMania type promo. I mean, one of the best I've seen, not just from NXT, but WWE as a whole in quite some time.
It was like, oh man, it made me anticipate the match just even more. Like, the fact that this feud is even happening and it gets the main event, one of the biggest shows of NXT's history, if not the biggest show of NXT's history. It really shows you how much faith they have in both guys.
I'm looking forward to a fucking hell of a match because I know both of them boys can put on a 5-star match. It's probably going to be definitely a NXT match of the year. I know it's the first NXT big show on the network, but those boys are not strangers to each other, so it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really good.
It just has that big time match feel. Like, even if you didn't know the history between these two guys, you know, in the indie scene, but you saw that promo, you would think that this is one of the most important matches in NXT history, and it gets you pumped up, and that's what, you know, promo should do, is get you hyped up for a match, not make you, you know, bored to death and you know what's going to happen like the main roster does.
Yep.
Yep.
NXT, ladies and gentlemen, going down next week. Their big show, so be sure to tune.
I was going to say, before we move on, I think we might mention this again on Monday, but there might be a certain debut of a certain individual.
A hacker, and not Scotty O'Shea. Good old Solomon Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't. I mean, it seems like they're kind of sticking with the hacker gimmick. That's another thing, you know, the internet was swirling up, is that, you know, he was going to debut without the hacker gimmick and he was going to debut as something else. You know, plans change, and maybe Triple H warmed up to the idea. So you never know.
And also another thing that you guys forgot to mention, another possible match can happen. I don't know if you guys saw the...
Oh, with Tyler Breeze and Hideo Itami?
Yeah, in one of those WWE exclusive videos they have on YouTube, they interviewed Hideo Itami, but then Tyler Breeze attacked him. So that could be a possible match for TakeOver. And they had a match in that tournament, and it was not a bad match. So I think with this one, they'll give it more time, and it'll be a better match than the first round tournament match they had.
Yeah, I'm definitely with it. More good matches for the card.
Now, where does Solomon Crow fit in all of this?
He'll be attacking somebody.
Well, either if he's gonna have a match, possibly either. I don't want to say CJ Parker, but I'll try to think of another name possibly, because that'd be so obvious if you put CJ Parker in there. I don't know, maybe one of those dudes, like Jason Jordan and the other dude, Ty Dillinger maybe. So I don't know. They got to put in someone for him. I don't know. CJ Parker just seems like so obvious, you know.
He's the jobber.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I don't see him having a match. I see either when one of the matches ends or during the middle of the match, like the lights just go out and he gets in the ring and starts like demolishing people. That's what, I don't see him having like a one-on-one match like Kevin Owens had on his debut.
I don't know. That's a good question though. What's going to happen with Solomon Crow? What's going to happen with this? Who does he attack? Like, who does he feud with? Like, what's going to happen? You know what? For some reason, I have a feeling that somehow Kalisto might be in the middle of this, because I know him and Kalisto, they had a lot of matches at live shows. For some reason, I don't know. I don't know why I see that. I see him getting involved in that tag team match for some reason. I don't know. Just attacking Kalisto, and he destroys Sin Cara, so Kalisto is still, trying to fight back. I don't know. I don't know. I might be wrong.
I see him going after Tyler Breeze.
I see him. I think he's a heel though.
I don't know. That's also another aspect. Like, what is he?
I don't know, but it's definitely been a long time coming. I mean, when did he debut officially? Not on NXT TV, but like on the live events. It was back in 2013.
Yeah, because I remember I was in a PWG line when their pictures were being shown and shit.
Yeah, and it's just been, him waiting, and then he got injured, so definitely looking forward to seeing him debut, no matter what he does.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next week with that. Wanted to talk about some guys that looks like they're getting signed to Lucha Underground. I know we mentioned a couple of these guys' names, but from AAA, Cruiserweight Champion Jack Evans will be appearing in Lucha Underground in a few months. Could be tomorrow, who knows, or Sunday. Of course, top indie guys like Willie Mack and Shane Strickland, they've impressed Lucha Underground officials, so hopefully we see these guys this weekend. Jeff Cobb, former Olympian, look like he's going to be a part of the show, because I've seen him already, like, over there. The guy Martin that was on Tough Enough, you guys remember that guy?
Yeah, he was in the early shows, like the dark matches. He has this weird gimmick. He calls himself the Magnificent Martin. Like a fucking, like a show-off entertainer guy. That's what his gimmick is there. But he talks like Las Vegas accents, like, I am Magnificent Martin, something like that. So I think they're going to give him a stupid gimmick. So when you see him, you'll see.
Although I will give them props on signing Shane Strickland. He's fucking awesome.
Shane Strickland, he's supposed to have a new name. They're expected new names. And plus Jeff Cobb and Martin. So they're expected to have new names. I guess at least our boy Willie Mack is keeping his name, huh?
I mean, Martin, I think he needs a new character, which I didn't like that character like I just mentioned. Jeff Cobb, I guess. I mean, I saw just a little bit of him, like what you saw. And I'm glad Willie Mack can keep his name. I wish Shane Strickland could keep his name. So, yeah, I mean, but tomorrow is going to be funny. Tomorrow is going to be the first time we're actually going to see Shane Strickland wrestle in person. We never see him before. He never comes to the West Coast till now. So, yeah. I mean, just can't wait. Tomorrow we can finally get to see Shane Strickland. And also, all you people that's listening, you can go on our YouTube page and check our old episode we had Shane Strickland on. So, yeah.
Cheap plug. But yeah, I don't know. Did you guys want to comment on anything before we move on, guys?
No, I'd like to see Jack Evans back on, the United States. He's been down in Mexico for so long, and I think the last time we saw him on TV was Wrestling Society X.
Actually, you're wrong. You're wrong. TNA, buddy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Nobody cares about that
random pay-per-view.
Nobody watches bum ass fucking promotions.
Hey, this was just like 3 years ago. Okay, Jack Evans was on TNA, so he had a great 4-way match. I just forgot what the competitors are, but it was in a 4-way.
We'll just give you a hard time.
All right. I didn't watch the though.
What do you say?
I said I didn't watch today's episode though.
Good. That's a good thing. You saved your time. But Ring of Honor, guys. 13th anniversary going down. Can't wait. In case you did not listen in on Monday's show, there's been a new match that has been booked. AJ Styles, ACH. I know we always have this conversation about, ACH getting booked in matches and we know he's going to lose. But I think it's a good deal for him and AJ Styles. And it's looking like AJ Styles will be the IWGP Heavyweight Champ going into Ring of Honor's 13th anniversary. So, of course, they're not going to have their IWGP Heavyweight Champ lose. So, but him, ACH,
man. It really sucks for ACH. He should have been TV champion a while ago. If he didn't miss his flight for All-Star Extravaganza, man, he'd be TV champion. I put money on it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it just seems like it was going to, but the whole flight thing, I think it's just that another incident happened before this one, and I think Ring of Honor was like, man, fuck this. So, it fucked them up pretty much,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. I think ACH is kind of getting back to where he was, getting pushed a little bit at a time. But last September he missed his flight, and that kind of hurt him for a little bit. But I feel like he's getting back on the right path, and he's still over with the Ring of Honor crowd. So I think 2015 late into there we'll see a bigger ACH push than what we're seeing now.
Yeah, and plus I feel like we could have a better main event than this one. So if that missing flight thing didn't happen, because to me I would have felt like today or not.
I don't think
today,
this is the main event.
No. You don't understand what I'm saying. I think we could have had a better main event because the whole thing that ACH missed the flight. If that never happened, then I'm pretty sure our main event could have been Jay Briscoe against Jay Lethal for the title. That's what I really thought that could have been it.
That's funny
what we
because
were talking about. Wow.
Wow. No, it's funny because you already know Matt always puts over Jay Lethal, and Jay Lethal and fucking Briscoe, like title for title, that would be crazy. That would be a crazy matchup that I think Ring of Honor should.
Well, I don't think it would have been title for title. Like what you guys have said, ACH would have been a TV champ by now. I think Jay Lethal could go after the world title right now. Now that
that's true too. That's true too.
Yeah.
But still, I think they could have did they still could have did title for title. They could have did that too.
Man, the way they've been pushing Lethal, talking about Briscoe, saying he's a top guy, he holds the top title in Ring of Honor. I'm surprised they didn't go that route.
And I believe you were talking about you don't think Del Rio's gonna win the matchup.
I guess Del Rio not sticking around with Ring of Honor that long. He's going to be leaving in April supposedly to go do MMA. So I don't think they're going to put the title on him for a month. Although, I mean, they may. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm not going to give any predictions, but if I had to predict right now, I have to say Lethal's going to walk out still TV champ. The MMA thing, this could be the reason why. And plus, he's not fully contracted with Ring of Honor, so I don't think they'll give the TV title to a guy who's not fully contracted, So
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they give the belt to Donovan Dijak, guy who won the Top Prospect tournament.
Okay.
It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned El Patron. I think him and Cage are going at it on a one-on-one match for the AAA title. Hold on, excuse me. Let me Say it again. Actually, it's El Patron and Phoenix from Lucha Underground. He also wrestles in AAA. They're going to go against Brian Cage and Pentagon Jr. That's going to be something good. If you watch Lucha Underground and you know all four of these guys, that's going to be a crazy match. That's going to be at AAA the same day as PWG.
All right. Yeah,
so I guess Brian Cage isn't working PWG.
Yeah, as soon as fucking Uha couldn't make it, I guess Cage was like, let me just go get booked somewhere else.
Yeah, I was wondering, what the hell is gonna happen with Cage? They're gonna put like an added match just for the fuck of it, but then when I saw that flyer, like, oh shit, he's gonna go to AAA, and I was thinking, okay, maybe that's why. So there you go.
But Pentagon Jr. I'm putting him over.
Since we're bringing up PWG, I have to do my little cheap plug here and definitely say check out the Tag Team Top 5 reveal right here on the Elite Podcast Network with somebody that's debuting in PWG, Ethan Page. Pretty much a tell-all interview. Really good.
All Eagle. All fucking Eagle. That's hard to say. Shout out to All Eagle. Yeah, people, go ahead and listen to that show. It's a new deal here on the Elite Podcast Network. And show them support just like you show us support. But, yeah. So, yeah, Cage, definitely him and Pentagon Jr. will be going against Phoenix and Mr. El Patron. So, but yeah. So, who knows how long he's going to be the AAA champ, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how that works out with AAA, but see what happens. I mean, what how long is this Bellator thing? He's gonna have like this Bobby Lashley thing going on, So who knows?
Speaking of Bobby Lashley, like, what the hell is he doing? Like, has he even fought lately? Is that a thing still?
I have no clue.
Well, who are you talking about?
Bobby Your Lashley. Boy.
He's the TNA champ, isn't he?
Yeah, but isn't he supposed to be doing Bellator too or something? Like, I'm not even situated with this whole TNA thing anymore. I mean, Great Sonata at Smash. Don't get me started.
Yeah, I think he still does fight for Bellator.
But honestly, I would love to see our boy Cage get a shot at that AAA title and become the AAA champ. That would be awesome. That would be so awesome. But we have actually a caller. You guys want to take a call?
Go for it.
Let's do it.
I think I know who it is, too. Mark out for tacos. What's going on? Where the tacos at? Because I want to mark out.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm just chilling, man. I was playing a little bit of Skyrim. I didn't really watch much of anything tonight. I watched a little bit of the New Japan, but did anything interesting happen on Impact, or was it just more of a clusterfuck?
Who watches Impact?
Isn't it always a clusterfuck?
I'm pretty sure
we're terrible on this show.
A clusterfuck.
I don't know. Man. I just get depressed every time I watch it, and I see dudes like Joe and Aries just wasting their careers away.
Yep, and Jeff Hardy taking terrible bumps off a steel cage. That's fun too.
Yeah, like Jesus Christ. When I first saw the video when it came out, when he fell off the cage right onto the steel steps, I cringed so hard because that just looked like one of the nastiest bumps he's taken. And I mean, the guy has been a maniac ever since he's debuted it. So
the worst part is the bump looked even worse on TV. Like it was bad, man. That was terrible.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. It's just for me with TNA, I would watch it if it was on a network that I have, but I don't have Destination America, so it's that much harder to watch. And then
they do have a network. I think you don't even have El Rey Network. Maybe you should cancel Comcast.
I go because I know that Lucha Underground is going to be good, so I go out of my way to find it. you know, with all the wrestling I watch per week, I'm not going to go too much out of my way to find TNA.
You're doing yourself a favor in that situation.
You know, I have something to tell you guys that's more important than TNA. So, Conan and Rey Mysterio are hanging out with French Montana right now and some other rapper playing pool. Just wanted to throw that out there. More important than TNA.
They ain't worried about nothing.
Yeah, like with the Wolves, man. Like, I thought they were so much better off in ROH, man. Like, back a few years back.
Davey has burnt that motherfucking bridge, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Davey burned the bridge.
Yeah.
Davey's burned every bridge he has. He's burnt all the bridges.
He didn't take it too kindly on Twitter one time when I told him that I thought he was better off in ROH. He took a little offense to that. He's kind of a douche.
I mean, maybe pay-wise, they're probably getting a little bit better because I know ROH is going through some finance problems right now. So maybe that's the thing. But, man, the exposure, ROH has a ton of exposure compared to TNA right now. I don't know if anybody's paying attention to that.
You know what, though, man? Go ahead, Skits, man.
I was going to say, one thing I can say about the TNA guys, like, these guys can work wherever they want. You know, you got EC3 and
that young go hard DJ Z.
Yeah, you got DJ Z. They're gonna be at AIW, you know, teaming up with Ro. So
that don't do shit for TNA, man. That don't do nothing for TNA.
They call their team the dudes on TV. So
I will say one thing in that situation, TNA is very good in that situation for at least allowing their talent now to take independent bookings. I know it was a pain in the ass before for them to do that.
I think it's just TNA realizes once they move to Destination America that they're not going to have as many tapings, and you might as well let your guys go out there and work shows and make, you know, some extra money as much as they can.
Yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and get one more thing across. I don't know if any of y'all read this. I'm sure one of you probably did, but I know ROH had, I think it was Joe Koff, Delirious, Jay Briscoe, and Adam Cole went to Sinclair headquarters, and they go ahead and they just want a little bit of extra backup, you know, because they could use it, and that's the fucking company that owns them, and they basically just say, fuck you, we're not giving you nothing else, and I'm like, what the hell, man? I mean, you bought ROH. Don't you want to do something with it?
That's the thing with wrestling promotions nowadays, man. It seems like they're wanting to get, but they're not wanting to put it in. And that really annoys me. It seems like ROH is that way. It seems like WWE is that way. It's starting to, obviously, TNA's been like that forever. So, I mean, like, it just bothers me. Like, Ethan Page even talked about that on the podcast I was talking about a few minutes ago. He was just saying, like, they're trying to be WWE Light. Every company's trying to be WWE Light that's mainstream, besides, obviously, Lucha Underground.
And I just have one quick question. Was on Impact tonight, was the production any better? Or was it still, like, some C-rate crap like they had the first few episodes?
I don't think anyone watched Impact.
Where they randomly throw clips in and like make it seem like people care. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Not many TNA fans here.
None. I'll tell you straight up, I'm not one.
I think it's a shame to see where TNA is because they have the talent. That's obvious. It's just that their front offices are run by a bunch of morons, and the person mainly in charge, Miss Dixie Carter, doesn't know what she's doing. You know,
she doesn't know how to run a wrestling company.
Yeah, and then, you know, it would be fine if she just ran the finances and all the stuff that maybe she's used to, but then she gets herself involved in the company and the storylines and the booking, and that's where it turns to crap. I mean, at one point they had, you know, Vince Russo, Jim Cornette, Dutch Mantell, all on the same booking team. And while those guys are, you know, have their own strengths and weaknesses, you put those guys together to kind of offset all their other weaknesses.
Each other's flaws. Yeah.
You should be able to have a great show. And TNA was doing good for a while. It was just they got too big for their own good, and they thought they could bring in Hogan and Bischoff to make the company better, and they got rid of the six sides for a while. And
it wasn't even just that. It was like bringing in Jeff Hardy and RVD and Mr. Anderson and all these guys and putting them over their top talent. Even Kurt Angle when he went over Samoa Joe. Like, TNA's been a joke for so long.
Kurt Angle's still going over everybody.
Yeah, right? He just won the TNA title for like the 10,000th
Yeah, he did.
Like, come on, get out of here. Oh, man. And you have Rockstar Spud as the fucking X Division champion. Like, don't get me started.
Yeah.
He's a great talent, but, man, X Division champion.
But he's not title. He shouldn't be holding a title. He's a guy that's so over that you don't need to put a title on him.
There's little things, man. TNA just does these little things. Plus, their production nowadays is just awful. Like, it's just like they're trying to get people to not care about them.
Do you know that at one point, TNA had the opportunity. It was about, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago. They had the chance to have Gabe Sapolsky and Paul Heyman running shit there, but it never happened because at the request of them two, they wanted Vince Russo gone, but Dixie wouldn't do it, so that never happened.
I heard it was just Heyman, and he wanted full control of the company, like creative, and they wouldn't give him that. So he's like, fuck it, basically.
Wow.
T fucking A. One thing I like about TNA, you got Davey Richards about to go to AAW, so he's about to there.
Like I said, they have the talent and they're smart. They're letting their talent work, but man, the fucking creative team there needs to wake the fuck up. Seriously.
Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts on TNA or?
It fucking sucks.
That's why. Now you see why we never speak on them, huh?
Yeah, I don't
You're
know,
wasting your time
and
if you do.
The Ring of Honor thing, it just baffles me. I mean, because don't get me wrong, I'm a Ring of Honor fan. They have their ups and downs, but it just seems it's so much different than what it used to be when Gabe was running it. Obviously, they were making as much money as they're making now, and you want to be making more money. The talent wants to make more money, but it just seems like a completely different product.
Since you brought up Gabe,
that's because it's corporate now.
Since you brought up Gabe, I feel like WWE Live is going to take over Ring of Honor, like, I would say 2 spot. I honestly feel like they got a really
I don't know about that
product.
just for the fact that Evolve and Dragon Gate have been so up and down. Evolve will have its high points.
Dragon Gate's in the gutter, man, but Evolve and FIP is
Dragon
on
Gate's,
point right now.
Dragon Gate's completely gone, and last year, just Evolve, it wasn't the best year for the company, especially WrestleMania weekend, where they had one good show, and then they had that terrible Mercury Rising show that really hurt them.
Yeah.
It's funny that you just mentioned that, Matt, because, I was trying to tell Oscar, I'd rather skip Ring of Honor on Friday and just go to fucking WWE Live that whole week.
Man, honestly, I feel like the WWE Live product right now is just fucking ace. And with them going to China and bringing pro wrestling to China, that's a huge thing. I don't think people realize how big of a deal that is.
Because I feel like Ring of Honor is going to have the same guys that we're going to see in fucking Vegas. So same guys are going to be there, probably different matches. We might have the same champ. We're going to see Austin Aries and Roderick Strong tag up against fucking Ricochet and Uhaa Nation. Where do we see that at? On a regular basis,
That's
since
what
we're
I'm saying,
in the
man.
West Coast.
Gabe's making fucking moves, man. People don't realize it. I think really, WWE Live is going to take over Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is just, I don't know, man, really bland right now. Their booking is awful.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can agree with that one because I love their booking. I don't
know, man. The ACH stuff, the Monster Mafia stuff is really starting to turn me off to Ring of Honor.
I don't see the problem with ROH's booking, man. I just see the problem is that they're getting a little corporate. I mean, the fact is that they're corporate now, you know, and I think that's kind of holding them back a little bit, like with the whole situation of like how I brought up, you know, how them trying to get more money and all that, and them getting turned down. And there's been examples in the past, like, you know, ECW going on TNN and shit like that. You know, some companies, man, just once you get a little bit out there and get more mainstream, it in a way it kind of kills you. I don't know.
The stuff they've done with Jay Briscoe, man, like, I get trying to push somebody, but he's a tag team wrestler, man. He should not be the world champion.
What? Oh,
yeah.
Man, another Jay Briscoe hater. All right.
Oh, no, not a Jay Briscoe hater whatsoever. I just feel like, man, like, it's been like almost 3 years since fucking this shit's been going on, like, or 2 years. Sorry, I'm pushing it a little bit there, but.
Oh, you're talking about it since he got pinned?
Yeah, this whole getting pinned shit, man. Like, it's getting to the point where it's just annoying to hear about it now. It's almost like.
It's going to make it big. It's going to make it big for when someone does, and it's going to happen before the summer.
Who's it going to be, Elgin?
No.
I don't know.
No, I doubt that they would want to put the belt on Elgin again after last year's debacle that happened with that. Talk about a terrible decision on Ring of Honor's part.
I don't know, man. Just Jay Briscoe is just, and then the whole thing with Lethal, he has really no contenders for the title because he ran through everybody that Ring of Honor's brought in.
You know who I think they need to have Lethal go against as a contender? They might have to turn Lethal face soon, and they might have to have Moose go against him because Moose is just sitting out there.
Fuck face, man. That's awful.
Yeah. I mean,
they might have to.
For me, Ring of Honor's booking, I don't consider it bad, but it can be much better. And it's been like that. I feel like ever since they went on HDNet back in 2009, and then eventually they went to Sinclair Broadcasting, ever since they went to HDNet first in 2009, their booking just got really shoddy. And then once Jim Cornette was in there, it was shoddy. And I just feel like it's been up and down ever since then. You know, they'll have their good moments, but then they'll go back into, like, kind of a dreary, who cares kind of thing, and then something else will happen, and it'll build back up and then go back down. So I can't say it's bad, but it can definitely be a lot better.
Even the Red Dragon, like I just said about Jay Lethal, man, Red Dragon has no contenders whatsoever. Is there, like, even like much of a tag division really anymore?
They need to go ahead and just have Bennett and Matt Taven be their fucking challengers. Who cares if they're both heels? Let them go at it.
I mean, you could do that, but it's just like, would anyone really care if Taven and Bennett get the belt? I feel like you need to have a team that's bigger than that take the titles off of Red Dragon.
That means you're gonna have to put Rowe and fucking Hanson back together.
Turn Brutal Bob heel and have him with Taven and Bennett and have like a New England boys team or something. I don't know. Like, you got to do.
You're gonna have to. You had to put Rowe and Hanson back together if you really want that tag team division to be relevant. And I'm like, you were just talking about the booking. Like, I know we've probably seen this match so many times, but Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, that's booked. Bobby Fish versus AJ Styles, that's booked. No,
match-wise, man. Match-wise, it's perfect, but storyline-wise, man, there's not much going on.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love Red Dragon, I love the Bucks, two of the best tag teams on this planet, but, you know, all the times that they've done it before, it's been great matches, but after the War of the World... Yeah, after the War of the Worlds match, how could you get better than that? You can't really get much better than that, and now they're going at it again at the 13th anniversary, and it's just kind of like the only reason they're doing it is because people obviously are going to like the match. It's going to be a good match, but it's because they have no other contenders.
Does anybody feel like they just bank on that match, just like, you know, expecting it just to go through?
Like, when Oscar told me about that match being booked, I wasn't that excited. I'm like, have we seen this like 4 or 5 times already? And they wrestle New Japan all the time too. Like, it's the same shit.
Yeah. Why? Because
That's
people
why.
they know that people are gonna like the match. It's gonna be a good match regardless. But it's just something that
the
they fall
Super
back
Smash
on
Brothers
because
need to be brought back in the States, man.
Oh, fuck. Don't even get me started on that, man. Super Smash Brothers, I see them all the time at Smash, and it's just like, fuck, man. If these guys were in I should say in the States, it'd be much better. Much better.
They did drop, yo, I agree with you. They dropped the ball with Monster Mafia. They should be in Ring of Honor right now.
Man, even Steve Corino himself, a Ring of Honor broadcaster, said that if he had the choice, they should be on every show that Ring of Honor does. Like, come on, man.
Maybe we could have seen a Red Dragon versus Monster Mafia match at the 13th anniversary instead of Young Bucks and
the Young Bucks are facing Monster Mafia at PWG. Like, I would not be surprised to see the Monster Mafia go over either. It's just like, it's ridiculous, man. I'm really mad at Ring of Honor for this whole. Like, they're booking weird people right now. I don't know. It's very odd. They just booked Aeroform, Lyndon and Flip Kendrick. Like, if they bring them in as a normal act, that could be another addition to the tag team scene.
You know something that would be fantastic. I mean, this is a long stretch, but a guy that we haven't seen there in for fucking ever. I would love to see Red Dragon go up against Roderick Strong and the missing Gringo Jack Evans.
I think they teased that for the WWN Live experience reunion between Aries and Roddy. I think they teased Evans coming too.
And Evans is returning to Lucha Underground too. He's returning to the States, going to Lucha Underground. So
I guess it would all make sense. You must love that Mexican Punani, man, because he hasn't been back in the States in forever.
Hey, I'm telling you, if you want to talk vagina, Mexican Punani is the best. It stays wet. I'm going to tell you that straight up. You want to talk about that? Shit.
For all the pulses of the world, tune out your speakers, please.
Did you say
Ladies
pulse?
and gentlemen, this is a PG-friendly show. I might remind you. I'm just kidding.
Oh, shit.
But, I don't know. It's the whole Ring of Honor has such an opportunity to build that tag division back up. I remember, early Ring of Honor days, that tag team division was absolutely stacked. And as the years just went on, and tag teams started to split up, and guys started going to WWE or get out of Ring of Honor or whatever, the tag team division just kind of went away. I mean, there's still obviously good tag teams there, but it's just not as many.
You're absolutely right, man, and it makes me wonder, Matt Sydal has always been considered a tag horse, so why isn't he teaming with someone regularly? The same thing with
Matt
Jimmy
Sydal and Chris Sabin need to get together straight up.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because I talked to Sabin back at AAW a couple weeks ago about that, actually, and he said he wants to kind of make that a regular thing, so I know Ring of Honor just posted something, like a Throwback Thursday match of, like, Doug Williams versus Chris Sabin, so, I mean, you never know. Plus, I mean, they're kind of teasing the whole ACH Matt Sydal tag team as well. So, I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah, the reason why I said Chris Sabin, because, of course, by those two always teaming up at PWG, they're going to tag up at DDT4. So, make it happen, Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor need to sign some people, get some new guys in the fucking roster. Like come on, ROH. I know you guys better than that.
Yeah.
Monster fucking Mafia.
It's a mistake when they want to go ahead and do something like, it's cool that they have the top prospect tournament and all, but it seems like they're more interested with creating some of their own instead of, just getting who's already established and who's actually the best out there. Kind of like how WWE does with NXT and not wanting to sign outsiders,
And I hate to reference what I was talking about earlier, but that's what Paige was talking about on that podcast, that they're trying to, they changed his name to Ethan Gabriel Owens. And, nobody really knew who he was at that point now. He built up the Ethan Page name. They're just basically trying to be WWE light and change people's names and basically say they came from the dojo when they didn't. It's really weird.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, we got a fucking good hell of a conversation right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wrestling Heads Radio. You guys want to get involved with this conversation, call up 347-945-5566. Mark out for tacos. Did you want to throw anything else out here on the show before we let you go?
Oh, man, just like, if anyone ever wants to complain about there not being enough wrestling out there, I mean, look at everything we got here in the States, regardless of its sometimes shoddy booking. You got Ring of Honor, you got PWG, Chikara, Shimmer, AIW, et cetera, et cetera. You got Japan. You got good underrated stuff going on in England. You got stuff in Canada like Smash. There's never a shortage of nothing. So, I'm just throwing that out there.
Very, very true.
Definitely, man. It's always a pleasure of conversating with you here on the show, man. Always welcome to call back, man.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy.
We'll be back on Monday.
All right.
All right, peace. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Marco Tacos. Real quick, let's take a quick, fast break. I'm going to throw on a commercial. 2 commercials.
Are we going to get a Kit Kat?
Huh?
Are we going to get a Kit Kat? I mean, we're taking a break.
Oh, crank me off a piece of that Kit Kat, boy.
Oh, my God.
He started it. We'll be right back, and, we'll talk some wrestling. We'll be back.
Hello, friends. This is Matt Seidel. You are using your brain and listening to Wresting Heads. Respect.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Gulak, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. WH Radio.
Bring up Drew Gulak, man. He's going to be killing shit tomorrow at Smash Wrestling with good old Tyson Dukes. Really looking forward to that. Sorry, had to bring that up.
Man, speaking of Drew Gulak, it's a funny story. Me and Drew Gulak are talking on Facebook. I asked him when he returning back to PWG. He tells me, I don't know. Like, an hour later, he's announced to come back at this show that's coming up here later on in February. I was like, man, motherfucker.
That shit's a shoot, man. That whole, announcing of the PWG participants, I had some inside sources, just saying. And, man, that shit's a shoot. Like, you get in contact with bookers, 20 minutes before they announce you. Like, it's a shoot, man.
Oh, wow.
That's some real shit. I don't know. PWG is just crazy, man. It's crazy how they run shit.
Yeah, man. Out of nowhere, they just fucking say, hey, ACH, Aaron Fox, these guys need to be in a card. And they announce them 2 days later.
Right? Oh, man. I don't know if you want me to get into some Smash, bringing up Gulak and Dukes quickly.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's talk some Smash real quick.
All right,
tell us a card.
Wrestling. Yes, Smash Wrestling presents Battle Lines tomorrow at the Canland Sportsplex in Mississauga. Weekly wrestling podcast. We'll be calling the commentary, calling the show. Really looking forward to it. The card of the event. Man, I know I shitted on it. The Great Sonata against Josh Alexander. I really don't know what Sonata's going to bring to the table. In TNA could be a whole different story. They could hold him back. Man, I don't know what to expect tomorrow. It was originally supposed to be Josh and Biff. Obviously, it's a little bit of a disappointment, but I'm going to keep my head up for this match. I think it's going to be still a good match. Josh Alexander match is always a good match. But the other match going on, like I said, Drew Gulak and Tyson Dukes. Tyson Dukes was on Beyond the 3 Count this week. Just getting that edited, and check it out when it's up. Definitely suggest it. Alex Vega's taking on Scotty O'Shea. We have a 3-way women's match with Cherry Bomb, Courtney Rush, and Vanessa Craven. We have 2 tag team matches, actually, as we see Checkmate taking on the Super Smash Brothers and the Overdogs taking on Watanabe and Mike Rollins. And I believe a 3-way match with Pepper Parks, Brent Banks, and Abe Jackson. I believe that's the card.
If I was there, one match that I have my eyes on is probably the Tyson Dukes Drew Gulak match, because I can feel that's going to be a very technical matchup.
That's exactly what they're building it as. And like I said, Smash Wrestling, I don't know if I've said it on here yet. Smash Wrestling Any Given Sunday 3, March 15th, Chris Hero, Tommaso Ciampa just announced. It's going to be a big one. I know it's happened in PWG before, but it's happening up here in Canada. The Smash debut of Tommaso Ciampa, the Smash return of Chris Hero. And they've announced a couple of other shows too, The Art of War and Gold. So definitely come out of your way to check out some Smash Wrestling over the next couple months.
Smash Wrestling, I'm not going to lie, the first event I've seen in Smash was the one that they showed for free. That was like my first event I like saw like the whole show, and I could tell you they put on a good product.
Man, just getting to be a part of that process, like just being a small part of that process is something special, man. Smash Wrestling is just ridiculous right now. If you haven't hopped on the bandwagon yet, do it now.
I'm on half the wagon, not on the full wagon. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to catch up.
And just another cheap plug, why not? Smash TV every single Wednesday on their YouTube channel. 3 hour of wrestling every week. How could you complain?
Oh, repeat that. You said free wrestlers?
3 hour wrestling every single week on YouTube from Smash Wrestling every Wednesday. Check it out, Smash TV.
Thank you. I for sure will be seeing what's on there, and I'm pretty sure you'll tell me because you know.
Oh yeah, I'm always holding it down for Smash Wrestling. Also AAW, I know they do a weekly product as well. They've been killing the game right now. I just got to throw that out there.
Yeah, don't they have Davey Richards going against Eddie Kingston?
That is happening at the next show. Ethan Page versus Jimmy Jacobs is happening. A TLC match between the Hooligans and Zero Gravity. Man, like there's quite a bit of shit going down. And I know Ricochet is making his return as well. So I mean,
yeah, I saw
crazy
that.
shit going down.
That too. I definitely saw that. And another team that I've heard you like super push for the longest is the Hooligans. I've never really seen these guys like work, but I've heard you talk mad good stuff about them.
Oh, Devin and Mason Cutter, they're big men basically, man. You expect them to be shit in the ring, but man, these guys blow you away doing moonsaults, doing fucking corkscrews, you know, you name it, they can do it. It's crazy. I definitely suggest checking them out. There's a couple of matches on YouTube for sure.
Yeah, man.
And since we're in the plug-in phase, might as well throw out AIW as well. They coming up with, what is it? I Choose You, I believe it is.
Yeah,
and man, that awesome event name. They got a lot of shit planned for that show. I know they got some dream partner match with Ethan Page and Eddie Kingston. They got the I don't even think the AIW title match has been announced yet, even the Intense title or the Absolute title. I don't know, but they got a couple of other matches going down there. Definitely check it out.
You already said the Dream Partners tag team match, right?
Yeah, the Ethan Page and Eddie Kingston.
So I'm gonna ask you straight up, because I know you and Ethan tight. Is his dream partner Josh Alexander?
Yeah, there's been some rumblings that maybe that is going to be the case. The Monster Mafia and AIW, that could be a thing. Who knows? Ethan Page, it's no question that's his best friend. And if Dwayne can't show up, might as well get his best friend on his side.
Yeah, because The Rock, I know he's a big Rock fan, right?
Yeah, and Rock's got a bit of a busy schedule. I don't know if Ethan knows that or not, but...
Who would you think Eddie would team up with if you had to choose somebody?
Right now, I don't know, man. Like, nobody really likes Kingston right now. I don't know. That's a hard one. That's a really hard one.
These guys had that one matchup. They're still basically having their rival, right?
Yeah. They're keeping that thing going.
That dog collar match, right?
Oh no, that already happened.
Yeah, no, but this is from that feud.
This feud's been pushing for quite a while now. Seems like they're pushing it for quite some time. Speaking of Kingston, though, one more plug. I'm done taking over the show, I swear. Watch The Throne 3, Alpha One Wrestling, February the 22nd. Just signed to the show, Grado versus Dick Justice.
Everybody go support Alpha One.
That should tell you, period.
Yeah. I mean, I know Grado's going to Alpha One and AIW. He's making his way around the United States, and I don't know. I like Grado. I think he is, a whole different character. He's funny as hell, And you need a character like that. You can't, I mean, as much as I love, technical wrestling and spot fest and all that, you need some comedy thrown in there to kind of take you back and, let you calm down and laugh a little bit.
I definitely agree with you, man. Grado, I've been watching his entrances over the past couple of days, just getting ready for, AIW and Alpha One, and just if the crowd participates to what these crowds participate in the UK, it's going to be something really special.
Yeah. Another matchup. Team Barely Legal and Miss Beta Scott with her fine ass. Taylor Hendricks is over there at AIW. That's a good deal for her over there.
Oh man, I just saw her for the first time in a while at another show the past like a week ago, and oh my goodness, she's so beautiful in person. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw her last weekend at the wrestling. Last Friday. Well, 1 week ago today we saw her though. So.
Yeah. Did she get jobbed?
She didn't get jobbed. Well, she lost, but it was an alright match with a wrestler that you started liking, Nicole Savoy.
Nicole Savoy took her to wrestling school. What happened, bro?
Brian Marino should have won that. That is all. I don't care.
Who? Reyes?
No, Mariah Marino. My girl.
The one that said you can't eat put.
Hey, you know what you should do? You should do another fucking podcast with her.
Oh man. So she can tell me I don't know how to eat pussy again. Yeah, that's something else. Oh man.
Oh my god.
How about this match? The Forgotten, which is Jimmy Jacobs and Wimmer.
Man, you're holding it down right now. I'm totally flopping the ball on these AIW matches.
Hey, I got to, to Infinity, and they'll be going against
Infinity
the Beaver
and Beyond. Yes, good old Cheech and Colin Delaney.
The Infinity and Beyond versus the Beaver Boys, and this is the team I do not know how to say their names. I just know they look like the Usos with paint on their face.
The Batiri.
The Batiri.
Oh, the Batiri, yeah.
O'Barion and Kodama. Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting match.
Those guys in Chicago a couple of times, they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, I actually forgot about the intense title match. It's going to be Davey Vega, Eric Ryan, Jonathan Gresham, and Tyson Dukes. And I can't believe I forgot about the AIW debut of two Canadians, Tyler Thomas and Alessandro Del Bruno, in a big six-way match as well.
I just noticed AIW. I just noticed the AIW really love to book Canadians.
John Thorne and Chandler Reagan.
That's like their second home.
That's right.
Yeah. It's just that Brian, I get there right now.
Brian Myers and Cliff Compton as well going to be going down at that show. Plus, obviously, he's booked, ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Stamp. Dennis Stamp. That is all.
Bringing back Silesia.
Free Solis. Oh, look at that. The absolute title is also on the line as Tim Donst defends against Ricky Shane Page and Colt Cabana against Chris Sabin. Man,
yeah, I forgot about that. I'm glad you over here watching my back here because we got dudes on TV, and then we're going against Josh. I don't know how to say his last name.
Alex Daniels. Joshua Singh. There we go. I'm mixing names.
There you go. And Johnny Gargano. It's funny. When I was watching the Wrestling Road Diaries, why is fucking Bryan Danielson having his last match at AIW, and guess who he's wrestling? His last AIW match against.
I believe it was Gargano, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. And don't forget
Gargano
about Josh
back
Prohibition.
in the days.
Don't forget about Josh Prohibition and that six-way match.
Josh
Prohibition.
And Josh is going to be teaming up with Gargano and Alex Daniels. So
that's going to be a good match, man.
And this is Rowe's first big match since he came off injury?
I believe he's working this weekend or something. But, yeah, this is pretty much his first big match off of injury. I guess you wouldn't really say a big match because it's a six-man. I'm pretty sure they can kind of cover him up for the most part if they need to. But, I mean...
Yeah, you know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah, I totally know what you mean, like a big company match, basically. Not shitting on any other independent promotions, just, state fact.
Yeah. So that's what's going down for AIW. I believe Tom wanted to talk about something with AIW. I know he wanted to talk about, he said he's going to talk about it today. Did you want to go and do that, or?
I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It's been a busy day. What was exactly I was referencing to with AIW?
Just somebody making a return.
Somebody's making their return? Who was it? Now you're going to make me get all mad.
It's all good.
Are we talking about Rowe?
No, it wasn't Rowe. It's all good. If you forgot, it's all good. But AIW is going to return March 20th with Gauntlet for Gold. So that's going down. And that's Gauntlet for Gold.
Awesome.
10.
Awesome.
It's number 10. I don't even know how this goes. But
don't forget, make them say as well.
Make them say
with
Mickey James.
Yes, the debuts of Mickey James and the best tag team on the frickin' planet, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson.
Let's go, Young Bucks. I'm glad you finally agree with me, saying they're the best tag team on the planet.
See, if Marco Patakis was here, he would be chanting, "Fuck the Young Bucks."
Hey, he'll learn to love the Bucks one day. He will learn to love the Bucks one day. I don't know why he hates them, but he will learn, because if you don't, I don't understand that.
Watch him call back right now.
Sorry. But
I'm thinking about it, and I'm seeing, what AIW is bringing out in 2015, and it's awesome what they're doing, especially with, them losing Turner Hall and getting out of there and finding a new home. And, we didn't know the future of the company when they were announcing they were leaving Turner. I don't know if they even knew, but it's good to see that they're still doing awesome shows, still putting on, some great matches, and, big hats off to them. They're still doing it big even with leaving Turner Hall.
Oh, man, definitely. Turner's Hall was broken down. I'm happy they found a new home, and like you said, man, they're continuing to kill it.
Yeah, man. Another promotion that's going to be doing their thing in February 21st, and I believe another West Coast promotion is doing the same show, same day. But you got AWS returning. The show's called A New Year to Remember. Saturday, February 21st. I believe this is not that show. All right, this is another show I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, but just like I said, A New Year to Remember. You got Ryan Taylor going one-on-one with Tyler Bateman. For those that are familiar with Tyler Bateman and Ryan Taylor, that's going to be hell of a match, hard-hitting / technical type of matchup. I love both those dudes. If you don't know who Ryan Taylor is, you have to watch more PWG. If you don't know who Tyler Bateman is, you have to watch Santino the Bros. Straight up. Holding it down for those boys. Oscar.
They're actually doing a show right now at Santino. So.
And it's free, by the way.
Did you guys... I don't mean to cut you off there, but there's another big rumor going around wrestling world right now with two UFC stars, former UFC stars, possibly signing with the WWE.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I take that, but if Channel Sonnen does go to WWE, I'll be like, wow.
And Wanderlei Silva.
I think he already has the mic rig ready, but I don't know how good he'd be in the ring though. But he does have a good mic rig. I just imagine him getting time in the mic room against like someone like, I don't know, I don't know. I think he could fucking kill John Cena in the mic. Like when he fuses John Cena, he will destroy him.
I think they're just planning on using him as an announcer, but it would be interesting to see him in a wrestling role.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Anybody else have any thoughts?
I have no thoughts on that guy. I'm sorry. Yeah. All that. The last show at the Wrestling Hero Show, Famous B was in a gauntlet matchup with a couple more light heavyweights, and he lost his title to Maniachi Loco. So he's getting his rematch for the AWS Light Heavyweight Championship. He should have never lost the title in the first place. I don't know why this is a rematch, but it's happening. If you don't know who Famous B is, watch some Santino's, watch old PWG matches. Get familiar with this guy. He's got some good matches.
And or you can watch the latest episode of Lucha Underground when you wrestled Pecticon Jr.
And watch him. Good job in 5 seconds.
Hey, he was on the show.
He's on TV. He's on TV. That's all that matters. Your boy, Matt, Joey Ryan, will be going 1-on-1 with my boy, B-Boy, for the AWS Championship.
No comment.
I'm not going to start, because you know me. I'm not going to start. Why are you on the fucking show in the first place is my thing, but we'll move on. We'll move on. We'll fucking move on. Why did he get booked is my question.
I just don't think you're sleazy enough to understand Joey Ryan.
Well, shit, I'll never be sleazy enough to
You know what? Just take his blow pop and call it a day.
I'm not going there. Los Bandinos.
Just take his blow pop and call it a day, Skits. Come on.
No, I'm not Sean. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Skits mouth.
Oh, man.
Okay, let's move on. Los Bandinos. The best team in Southern California, in my opinion. Got love for you, Peter Avalon. Got love for you, Ray Rosas. But Los Bandinos is that fucking team in SoCal right now.
What about my comrade?
Should be. I like them
my
too,
comrade
they're not the best, though. I love them. I love Comrade. But Los Bandinos, they done hell of shit. Last year, they got booked against the Bucks. That's rare to happen unless you're one of the top tag teams in the world. So Los Bandinos, they got booked against the Bucks. Another thing that they did, they were AWS champs for the longest, lost those titles to PP Ray once Ray got healthy. They lost their fucking championships from the Hollywood tag titles to PP Ray. What the fuck is going on, SoCal fucking promoters? Los Bandinos is your team. You're hearing it first. Skits is saying that's your team. Make them the fucking champs. They got robbed, damn it. And we don't know who they're going to go against because PP Ray are both booked at IWF.
Are Los Banditos the SoCal version of Curtis Axel?
No. They actually matter. You know, Curtis Axel, he gets a title and, you know, nobody really cares. You know, they actually love the Los Banditos. And they are Santino's alumni, by the way. Your boy, Ridiculoso, and Yuma Tornado tag up. Yuma Tornado's a face? What the fuck?
I guess.
They're going against a weird combination team. It's this guy named Jeckless the Jester.
Jester, yeah, Jeckless the Jester, yeah.
Yeah, like he's kind of like he's like a fucking like a Joker type of gimmick.
Yeah, I guess so.
Kind of weird. And he's teaming up with this guy named Warhawk. So that's happening.
Warhawk. Yeah, he's managed by a guy who's been on the show a couple of times, Mr. Captain Comic Con. That's his boy. He's managing him.
And Leo Blaze will go against Sergeant Major Paul. Sergeant Major Paul's crazy on the mic.
Yeah, I think did he bury you one time or something at a Santino show?
I'll bury Skits right now for a shitty mic.
My mic is nice today, damn it. And your boy, Comrade, the Revolution, he's not teaming up with Chad Cabrera, though. He's teaming up with their sidekick.
My Comrade. God damn it.
He's teaming up with their sidekick. Remember he was talking about him?
Oh,
yeah.
Their sidekick's not that bad, by the way. And they're going against the LA Fears.
I thought they were going to face LAX for a second. I was like, what?
It's like a luchador team.
You mean LA Fuckers, not LA Fears.
Oh, they are the LA Fuckers, those guys.
Yeah, LA Fuckers. Samu and the other dude, right?
Hey, it's always good to have Oscar when it comes to some of these SoCal names.
Yeah.
There's really a tag team called the Fuckers. That's pretty
LA
awesome.
Fuckers.
LA Fuckers.
the reason why it says LA Effers, actually. And your girl, Tora?
Yeah, what about her?
She's going against Laura James.
Oh yeah, Lauren James. I think she's really dating Joey Ryan in real life. So yeah, but she's from like Europe or some shit.
She's got muscles. I see.
She wants to suck on his blow pop. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I know FWE has an iPay-per-view this weekend as well.
Is that the Jackpot one?
Pardon?
Is that the Jackpot one?
Yeah, I believe so. I know Paul London versus Matt Seidel's on the card. Let me pull it up really quickly. Yeah, FWE really been holding it down lately. They got some big events coming. You guys got really shitted on, though, unfortunately, which really sucks.
Oh, yeah. As soon as you're done with the FWE, let's talk about that Triple H podcast with Stone Cold.
Yeah, let's do it. Robbie E. and Orange Cassidy, Taylor Hendricks and the former Katie Lee Bird Show, Candice LeRae and Beta Scott, Johnny Gargano and Brian Myers, The Addiction against Adrenaline Express, Drew Galloway, and Matt Hardy, Tommy Dreamer versus Joey Ryan, Juicy Product versus Trent and Bandito Jr., and Matt Seidel versus Paul London. Pretty solid card.
FWE is doing big things. They've been putting on some hell of a matches for their company. No complaints over here. I know they show some free stuff that day when Raw was canceled too.
Yeah. A lot of companies were. Yeah, that Refueled show that they did that I've still kicking myself in the ass for missing. Those two shows. Yeah, they've really been just killing it with shows lately, and like I said, you guys get really shitted on them at that FWE Hollywood show being postponed and whatever that's going on. I don't know what's going on with that situation, but just sucks.
Is it even in LA or they moved it back to New York? Like, what's going on? Do you have any insight on it?
They moved it back on to New York. I think it's in Brooklyn.
All I have to say is, if we had the bullshit fucking I would definitely play that right now. Where's the bad news one? Where's the bad news one? Where is it?
Man. Hit it.
Oh,
BNB.
You know what?
Well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Yeah, no kidding, man. No kidding.
Yeah, you know what's stupid, though? When they had the LA show here, they booked on a Wednesday night, and I was thinking, who the hell would go to a Wednesday night in Hollywood here in LA? I think they just this has made a bad date on it.
Just like BNB said,
yeah.
Bad news for us.
Yeah. Let's move
AJ Styles versus Morrison. That would have been nice.
Let's move
on. I think
to
Morrison been stepping
talk
up.
About that Stone Cold podcast.
Yeah, man. Triple H. I agree with a lot of stuff with what he said, especially the 2-hour Raw. And you know, he knows what his audience wants. If he was in charge, he basically told it straight up. Like when they mentioned NXT, he was like, I know what the NXT crowd wants. so I'm going to give it to them. I know it's mostly my crowd is 20-year-olds to like 30-year-olds, you know, in that crowd, and I know what they want. They want wrestling, you know, so I give that to them. I'm not going to give them no trash, no promos and stuff, which is cool, you know. And I went Steve Austin and, like, question, are you more for the wrestling side or the entertainment? And I kind of agree with what Blake was saying when, you know, he was like 50-50 with.
Yeah, I definitely, you know, he had a lot of good ideas, and one of the ones that really caught my eye was that he wanted, you know, more unscripted promos, you know, not, you know, these word for word, you know, typed out promos that, you know, 90% of the guys on the roster get, and he wants to, you know, let these guys develop on their own and get themselves over as a face or a heel without having, you know, so much control on their character. So I definitely like what he said about that.
Yeah. What about you and Oscar and Matt? What you guys' thoughts on the podcast?
I'll let Oscar go first.
Yeah, I think it was pretty cool. I like the Vince McMahon one. I was more interested to see what McMahon will say about the product of today and all this stuff. Triple H, I kind of expect what he was gonna say, like how he plans, like what Tom was just saying right now. But things got me interested about the whole China situation when he got thrown out on Twitter when we were doing the show on Monday. I was like, okay, I gotta check this shit out because China had been mentioned, and I agree with them 100%. Why China's not in the Hall of Fame today? You know, I agree with why she cannot be on it today because due to the fact that she does porn.
This is bringing up a whole other conversation in itself, though, because, I mean, you have a convicted rapist in the Hall of Fame. So, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, you have Mike Tyson, who Matt said, you know, is a convicted rapist, and then you have Sonny. I mean, when kids are going to look up Sonny now on Google, what are they going to find? That she's a Hall of Famer, or that she's selling her Skype for $20?
Okay. But the whole Sonny thing is that, okay, they put her in before she started doing all that shit. I mean,
she was still around.
I know, but they put her in before that. Now she's putting her fucking pussy out there in Skype and all that, but Sonny just pretty much got lucky going in. But now China, she's still continuing doing porn, you know, so I don't
think she's doing it anymore, and I mean, like, you can't just, I don't know, man, look at X-Pac. I mean, he did the fucking sex tape with her, and he's, you know, he was part of that as well. He's still on television.
You know, I see people bring that up where they're like, well, X-Pac wasn't a sex tape, but it's like he didn't do, like, regular porn. Like, he just had the sex tape, which, you know, I don't think they're different. You know, they're both fucking in both those videos, but I feel like a private sex tape is different than doing actual porn. I don't know.
Hey, man, you got to make some money somehow. No.
I don't know. It's just, it was a weird situation, and honestly, I was surprised that Stone Cold brought it up. Like, I didn't expect that, but that's just what makes Stone Cold awesome at, you know.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say Stone Cold's a man because he asks the tough questions. He doesn't hold back.
And speaking of tough questions, he brought up CM Punk as well, which I
was gonna mention that.
Yeah,
I think he played the politic way of answering it, though.
Yeah, I feel like that was his only really politic answer. He kind of dodged it. He really didn't want to talk about it. It seemed like when Stone Cold brought it up, he was annoyed. You know, everybody knows that CM Punk and Triple H don't get along. For whatever reasons, maybe it's because they both have a big ego. But I mean, you can't be friends with everyone in the business. I don't know. I guess the whole thing with CM Punk is it's just going to be time. It's going to be just, you know, can they, you know, build a relationship in a couple of years, build it back up or whatever.
Ultimate Warrior and Bret Hart came back. I mean, that's saying it right there.
Yeah.
And
like
another good
I don't
thing.
think it's a matter of when. I mean, if it's a matter of when he's going to come back, when he feels comfortable being back at that company.
One more thing I thought that was really interesting that they brought up was the talk of characters, and they talked about the Undertaker's character. I think that was really interesting as well. Anybody care to talk about it?
Yeah. Yeah, basically saying how guys, how Taker took his character serious. It kind of reminds me of how Bray Wyatt, like how he really is super into his character. So that's one guy I can say is like kind of like Taker or whatnot at the moment.
Yeah, I think
if you want.
Speaking of that, that's just the interactions them two are going to have into WrestleMania. It's going to be something really special.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to be just, we talked about the passing of the torch, and I feel like this could be one of those moments, a legend in the business like Taker, who, one of the guys, I think we mentioned it on Monday, like Kane, he thinks about the business before thinking about himself or getting himself over because he knows he doesn't need it. And he knows that Bray Wyatt could use a victory over a legend like The Undertaker, and it would help boost him and help him in the long run. So
recover some of the momentum he lost to Cena, too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know a lot of people bring that Cena loss up a lot. I'm like kind of over it. I know it was last year. But yeah. I think Bray Wyatt's he's got the momentum right now, and it's going to be a good look for him this year.
I think so too. But what was the point of doing that then? The point of having an up and coming guy versus a veteran who's going to go into the Hall of Fame. Whether you put him against Cena or a guy like Orton or whoever. The point is to try and elevate them. And that feud didn't elevate Bray Wyatt. It brought him even lower to where he was after that feud was over. I don't know. I just thought the feud was a waste of time. It didn't help Bray Wyatt. It was typical LOL Cena wins.
Yeah.
But going back to the whole Triple H character thing, one thing he doesn't mention, and I don't think he could mention, is even if guys take their characters seriously, it doesn't matter because even if they're fully invested in it, Vince McMahon needs to be invested in it too, and he needs to see something in it. And not probably just him, probably, Kevin Dunn. Look at a guy like Bo Dallas who was so into his character, and then he gets on the main roster, and then he gets shit on. Same thing with
you know what? I felt like Bo Dallas still took his character serious in the main roster. They just didn't do shit with it.
Well, that's my point, is you could be fully invested in your character and play it, to the fullest of your capability, but if Vince McMahon or Kevin Dunn doesn't see anything in it, then you're screwed. So you could play your character the best it could be, but if the higher-ups don't care or don't see anything in it, then you're not going to get a push and you're not going to be taken seriously.
Another thing I like what he mentioned too, he wants to give the girls more time too.
But is that really a reality? Like, is that going to happen?
I mean, not now probably. I'm pretty sure we all got to wait till the man named Vincent K. McMahon steps down. And, Triple H...
I don't know, CM Punk, everything he was saying a few years ago, man, it's starting to really come into fruition about Vince.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It just is. It's a scary reality that we don't know what WWE could be like because of Vince McMahon being in there. And I thought it was absolutely hilarious at the end of the podcast where they were going to go off and Triple H is telling Stone Cold, who's that in your ear? Is that Vince? And Steve Austin goes, no, it's Kevin Dunn. He's like, tell him we're going to get 10 more minutes. Just completely shit on him. I know I've heard, rumors and tales of Triple H not liking Kevin Dunn. So if Triple H took over, Kevin Dunn's fucking ass would be out the door faster than he could even say WWE.
Never mind, he'd be living the gimmick, brother. He'd be telling him to suck it.
Yeah. I think it's, everybody gets this idea that, Triple H is doing good, but he still has this big ego and all that, and he's not going to be perfect. And that's just the thing is, Triple H is, even if he was in charge, he won't be perfect. He won't have all the best booking ideas. He won't, push everybody that everybody wants. He's not going to be perfect, but in reality, it's probably going to be a much better product than what we're seeing now. We get Vince out the door. We get
right again.
out the door.
Fuck it, let Paul Heyman right again. I mean, he's not doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, they have Paul Heyman. They have Zeb Coulter.
Put Paul over, too.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah, imagine Paul Heyman and Zeb Coulter both booking and writing shows. I mean, two of the best minds in the business. You can't go wrong with that.
I definitely agree with you there.
Man, it's okay. You need to step down, brother. But you know who I would like to see on the Stone Cold podcast next? Stephanie McMahon.
I'd like to see Linda.
Bring Shane, too. Bring the whole McMahon family. Fuck it. Shit.
What about good old Shane O'Mac?
If they could get Shane on that show just to do a one-time thing, that would be fucking incredible.
As long as he does the dance. The dance must be included.
Hey, I think he's got to bring Stephanie on there, too. I just want to hear what Stephanie has to say, too.
It'd be intriguing to see what Stephanie has to say about the women's division. I think that would be something special.
And I would love to see, I don't know if she goes on there, if Stone Cold would ask this question, but if he asked his own daughter, do you think your father's out of touch? Do you think he knows what the people want? I would love to see what she says about that.
Or if he asked her about China.
Oh, probably would. Yo, you know what? Stone Cold is ruthless when it comes to these podcast interviews. I had to take notes.
Next thing we need to be asking guests about is rat stories, man. Come on. Yeah.
Oh,
but Sampson could go on all day about those.
You know what's funny, though? When you mentioned this guy.
Yeah. I know a couple of rain rats.
I think of guys that should be on the show. I would love to see Stone Cold sit down with John Cena. Because on these podcasts, kayfabe is kind of not completely thrown out the window, but Stone Cold said in the first few minutes of the podcast that kayfabe is dead. But I'd love to see John Cena go in there, just full one-on-one interview. No bullshit, no nothing, and just talk one-on-one.
Roman Reigns would be a good one as well.
How do you guys feel about kayfabe? You think kayfabe's dead?
To an extent, yes. It's
for sure dead.
If it's not dead, it's definitely on life support.
If you're 13 and older, kayfabe's dead.
Yeah. But, it's just a different time. With how much access we have to dirt sheets and the internet and all these different things, and it's just tough to keep kayfabe alive now, as opposed to, in the 80s where you didn't have all that, and even if you were our age, you still believe that everything that was going on in the ring was 100% real.
Getting into this, I'm glad this got brought up, because somebody put a tweet out and said something along the lines of, Bray Wyatt should not be having his own merchandise because that's kind of killing his character. Does anybody agree with that?
Does he even have merchandise? I feel like he doesn't have a shirt.
All I know is Wyatt family stuff. I don't know about his own shit.
Oh, God, yeah. He's got a ton of merch. They sell, a hat. They sell a lantern. They sell all that shit now.
See, but with Bray Wyatt, I feel like it could work if they promoted it right. Like, if Bray Wyatt says, I'm releasing these things so I can, you know, look out and see who my minions are. You know, make it so that if you buy his merch, you're following.
Lights. That'd be money, dude. Lights would be money. Like, you know, when he comes in the aisle, that'd be money.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just a weird situation.
I feel like the lights would be money, though, from. You don't see, like, the lights would be money from?
The way they're pushing the gimmick, though, like, it's supposed to be more of a creepy character than anything, so you would assume that they'd try to keep him away from merch. Maybe it's just me, but it's just the way they're pushing his character. They should keep him as far away from merch as they can.
I definitely agree with you on that, because he's supposed to be a creep, and he is a creep. His character's a creep. I'm scared of Bray Wyatt. I probably wouldn't even walk up to him. I'll be honest with you. And I'm a grown-ass man saying this. I'm probably not. That's probably one wrestler I would love to meet. I would probably not want to approach. Yeah.
I don't know. I think, you know, compared to Bray Wyatt, I think Luke Harper is like 100 times creepier.
I wouldn't approach you. Neither one.
If I saw the two guys standing like next to each other, I'd be more intimidated by Luke Harper.
Bro, I probably wouldn't approach neither one of those guys that was part of the Wyatt family. They all look scary.
You know, it's funny. I met them all. It was funny. I did met them all. They're cool.
Of course you did. Did we talk about this last week?
Did I? Did we? I don't know. But they're cool dudes, though.
But yeah, man.
But yeah, that's the radio podcast. Definitely interesting. See, it's things like the Stone Cold interviews that, you know, make you want to buy the network. And $9.99. Yeah, that make you want to, you know, buy the network, but then you get shit like the Royal Rumble and you get pissed off. So
what are you talking about? The whole Royal Rumble pretty much was shown on Raw for free.
Yeah.
What about this guy's, I guess, Cesaro? Because he's been put over Cesaro as of late. Why not Cesaro? I think you asked some interesting questions if he had Cesaro on, you know?
Yeah. I was surprised he didn't bring Cesaro up to Triple H because he was, I mean, Stone Cold's a big fan of him, and he, you know, brought it up multiple times to Vince McMahon, so I'm surprised he didn't ask why Cesaro's not getting a push.
I mean, they kind of are right now. They're going for the tag belt.
Yeah, I feel like him and Tyson Kidd are killing the game right now.
Yeah, Natalia's actually doing good in that whole.
Who saw that segment on SmackDown? I don't know if anybody watched SmackDown, but
oh yeah, I like SmackDown.
Did you see that? Did you see that segment when they were in the restaurant? They got that little segment.
Yeah, that seriously, that was pretty fucking funny. I mean, I thought it was when I first saw it, when it first came on, I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad. But it actually turned out pretty good, and I was laughing at the end of it.
And it looks like Natty kind of turned a little heel on what's her name, Naomi, a little bit.
Yeah,
I noticed
Natalia's definitely doing good.
I don't pay attention to SmackDown as much as I probably should, but I saw the Instagram post and it seemed like, I don't know, she kind of had like a heelish smile going on. So, yeah.
I think Natty has played. Let's not forget, Natty did play a heel with Beth Phoenix a while back. Let's not forget that. People forget that.
Yeah, and I tweeted on yesterday. I said, hey, why not turn Natty heel? Might as well turn her heel if she's going to be around Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Just might as well do it.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah, that instead of doing this terrible Total Divas storyline where they're fucking.
What was the name of their tag team? Beth Phoenix. No, Beth Phoenix and Natty. Like they're
Divas of Doom.
Divas of Doom. They used to fuck. Yeah, that's some old school WWE shit for you youngsters out there. But I need to go in on somebody real quick before we end the show. Mysterious Mexican ever in your life gets mentions putting up a fucking photo of fucking Roman Reigns saying y'all motherfuckers need a Superman punch. Get off of fucking Roman Reigns' dick and Hey, go watch some pro wrestler.
Did he just send you that?
Yes.
Because he's over here laughing. I hear him laughing and shit, so yeah. I gotta check this
Don't
shit
ever
out.
send me no trash like that, ever. I'd rather for him to send me a Bo Dallas picture than that trash. Come on now. I know you're better than that. But
I saw that. I'm looking at that photo 3 minutes ago.
We got 9 minutes on the show. Here on the show, we're gonna probably end it in a bit. Tomorrow, busy day for the Elite Podcast Network. My boy Matt, he's gonna be at Smash Wrestle, hold it down. Me and Oscar, we're gonna head up to the Wrestling Guy store in the morning. Go see Kelly with her fine ass.
Yeah. You know what? Anybody's listening that's from the LA area, just go to the Wrestling Guy store tomorrow. It's his 2-year anniversary that he opened the store, and he's bringing in Kelly and Melina tomorrow. So check it out if you can. Hold on, maybe I'll give you the time schedule. Kelly's going to be there around 11 to 1 o'clock, and Melina's going to be between 2 to 4. So yeah, just go out there, hang out, buy stuff. You know, it's a 2-year anniversary store. So
lovely ladies.
Buy some JR barbecue sauce. Support them, man.
Oh, please do. That shit is delicious.
I think I might buy JR barbecue sauce tomorrow. I think I might. I might just fucking buy some JR barbecue sauce.
Let's go over there and fucking they'll say, "What's up, motherfucker?" You know. So.
We'll be in there. And then we'll have to Lucha Underground later on that day. All day.
Yep.
And I'm definitely getting something out that fucking truck.
That taco truck?
Yeah, I'm sure it's out that taco truck.
Well, those have never been at Lucha Underground, so they have a bomb-ass taco truck, I'll tell you that right now. It has tacos, burritos, anything.
Tiny asada fries.
What you guys do Sunday?
Sunday, I think he's going to Lucha. I got work.
I'm going to Lucha Underground again, so.
I'm doing some Destiny World Wrestling. Yeah, just check them out on Twitter at Destiny Wrestle. The main event's Ashley 612. I'm thinking of a main event from a while ago. It's going to be Rhino versus Mike Rollins versus Cody Deaner. So It's going to be something very interesting. So check them out.
Definitely going down. Before we let's start throwing out these plugs. Tell them where they can find you at, Matt.
You can find All Elite Podcast Network shows on iTunes, Blog Talk Radio, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts from. You can find Weekly Wrestling Podcast on Twitter at Weekly W Podcast. You can find the Elite Podcast Network on Twitter at Elite Podcast Net. Yeah, that's pretty much it. ProWrestlingTees.com as well. Support the Indie Power Rankings. They just got a store put up. Support Wrestling Heads Radio and support right here at the Weekly Wrestling Podcast. Support the Elite Podcast Network directly.
Definitely. You want to go through your Twitter out, Tom, and Facebook, whatever you got there, man?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at @2tweetme. That's my only social media that I'm really on. Follow me there. We'll talk some wrestling. And throwing out another plug for the Weekly Wrestling Podcast and the Elite Podcast Network. And everybody, go back, check out the Indie Power Rankings, top 5 tag teams from last week. Their interview with All Ego, Ethan Page, I listened to it. It was just another incredible interview from there. Lots of insight that we didn't even know. Some great topics brought up. I enjoyed it. I recommend everybody go back and listen to that interview. You won't be disappointed. I mean, Ethan Page, one of the funniest guys on the indie scene, but he can tell a great story, and, you know, he brings a lot of insight that a lot of us might not know about. So go ahead and check it out, and check out the Indie Power Rankings as well. Bunch of good dudes over there doing their thing.
Couldn't agree more.
Go ahead, Oscar.
And I guess you can follow me at Sinister62 on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, just gotta try to fucking work on going back on the damn website. yeah, I'm trying to do something there. I'm trying to start a new thing in the website, but fortunately, yeah, man, bad luck. And we can say a dark cloud on me, so you can say. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, just follow me on there and that, and yeah, we can't wait to do Monday, do another show on Monday, and hopefully we could do the fucking top 100 of 2014. I'm just waiting for this guy right here, Mr. WH Kid. So yeah.
Hey, we would have did it today. We would have did it today, but my fucking internet just got back on today. So hey, yeah,
bro,
late notice
you gotta have your
type of
priorities
thing.
straight, man.
Hey,
come on.
Hey, you know when a brother don't have the money, you know he don't have the money. But internet's back on. Stop
spending on hookers, man.
Oh no, I'm not Orton. I'm sorry. Sorry, Orton. By the way, you can follow me at WH Skits. Follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Heads, ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingHeads. What else? Just fuck with us, Wrestling Heads.
I'm sorry, those guys are fucking cranking up right now. Fucking Tom and
No, Orton knows. I mean, not Orton, but Matt knows why he knows what's up. It's an insider type of thing.
Hey, talk about midgets. They may be half price. That'll save you some money.
I mean, maybe somebody's gonna suck you off for like $250. I mean, hey,
this man is throwing motherfuckers under the bus right now.
By the way, I hate you guys. I'm working on getting on a female wrestler. I'm not gonna throw her name out at the time right now, but me and her are negotiating on the day. Hanson's gonna be on here February 20th. Put down your
Ciampa
books.
next Wednesday, and we got the IWA Mid-South Heartbreak Hype Show as well on the IPR Live next week. Some big things coming right here on the Elite Podcast Network.
Yeah, man. And you never know. We might, I'm pretty sure, I know DDT4 is not into a while. I'm pretty sure me and Matt will probably cook up a DDT4 preview show or something.
Oh, God, yeah. Don't worry about that. I got a couple hookups as it is, so.
Definitely going down. WH Radio, WWP. Listen to Beyond the fucking 3 Count, Eyes on the Ring, Indie Power Ranking, everybody over here. Fuck with us. We're doing big things. And we're outro. I'm about to go on Xbox and play some hockey or something. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. Peace.
Peace.